The Coffee and the Company podcast season 2.
What's today's topic?
Today we are going to talk about processes of coffee.
Processes of coffee.
Yeah.
What about it? What do you want to know?
Well, considering there's a lot of things, a lot of process nowadays, it's kind of hard to keep track on all the
processes?
all that shenanigan going on.
Well, what do you know?
Well,
It's adjust this rod for a while first, man. I know
okay.
it's bothering. Yeah, the
It's
sound.
okay.
Yeah. So what do you know about the processes of coffee?
Well, for starters, we'll talk about the big three first, which is
You mean the tree? TREE?
the
What's the big tree?
no, the big THRE, the big three, the common
three.
ones.
One,
yeah.
two, three.
Yeah.
All right, go.
The common ones essentially like natural process, wash process, and also the honey process.
Which is your favorite?
I think it would be natural process,
Why do you say so?
because with natural you get to retain the flavors of the beans.
Are you sure? Are you sure that's... I thought that's washed.
No?
Natural is the influence from the fruits,
Yeah.
from the fruit itself.
Mm.
It's not really the taste of the beans, but it's fruit.
Yeah.
It's infusion
So-
from fruits.
So with natural you get to taste that infusion.
fruits.
Yeah, the fruits itself.
So you like it more intense.
Mm.
That is
Cheers,
for
man.
V60. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Cheers for the... Oh, man. This is hard to gulp, man. This coffee. What have you done, Reese?
I just follow your recipe.
I'm done. By the way, the coffee is very, very bitter because the grind size, we did it before the recording. So the grind size a bit too fine, just a little bit too fine. So the total brew time of what we're drinking V60 right now, it is more than 2.5 minutes, which my preference is supposed to be 2 minutes plus minus. Probably max will be 2 minutes 15. Dry coffee bed. But this is 2 minutes and 30 seconds, still not a dry bed. Still have probably like few more 1 cm left on top of the bed, coffee bed. Still not going down yet. So that means it's very fine and it is very astringent. It's very bitter.
But to be honest, this coffee is actually okay for me. I don't know why.
Yeah. So Reese, I don't think I taught you well.
I'm kind of used to it already.
Kind of used to the
No,
Nescafe as well.
No, just a bitter ass coffee.
All right, cool. So long you like it, it's a nice coffee though. That's my principle. So we were talking about the processes
Yeah.
of coffee. What do you mean processes?
The processes as in how you get the cherry, okay, the coffee cherry.
Coffee beans come from a coffee cherry.
Yes.
Coffee cherry come from coffee tree.
Yes. So the process we are going to talk about is essentially how we would, during the time after we collect the coffee cherry and before we turning them into raw beans.
Green coffee beans.
Green
Green
beans.
coffee
Green
beans. Yeah.
beans.
Then the roaster will use the processed coffee beans. We call it green beans or call it raw beans. And then put into roasting machine and roast it, right?
Yep.
So you're talking about the harvest, between the harvest and
Before the roast.
before you're talking about in between the harvest and the roast and the roast, right? So what happened?
Yeah.
Or you can talk about in between the harvest and the green coffee beans.
Yeah. So it's funny because there's a lot of techniques nowadays. A lot of people have come up with a lot of processes. Like I'm pretty sure you would know.
Yeah. I'm not a Q grader. I'm not a farmer, but just we are discussing as what common sense that I noticed. And I visited the farm this year, January.
Oh, how
in
was
Chiang
it?
Mai. In Thailand, Chiang Mai. And it is very nice, very exclusive tour, I would say. Gave us a lot of inspiration to purchase our coffee roaster. So this year, March, we purchased a coffee roaster. It is Ailio. Ailio is a Denmark brand made in Taiwan. It is a coffee roaster for home use or for some micro roaster.
I see.
So it is 1 kg capacity. So after the trip in farm visit in Chiang Mai, Thailand, so we decided to take the coffee roaster on March this year.
I see.
It was a very pleasant trip because we felt very exclusive. My dear friend Thor from Thailand. We met in Chiang Mai because he brought me to the farmers that he dealt with, that dealing with. So basically, he's taking beans from these farmers, from this farm, from these producers. So he brought me over to those farmers and have a visit to have a look, pluck some cherries as well, taste some cherries as well. It was very sweet. So the cherry, it is not as big as in the video right now, not as big as this. This is just the anatomy.
But it's like how would you define big?
I would say probably like 10 cent
10 cent
of
wow.
our 10 cent coin,
Wow, that is actually quite small.
or 5 cent, probably 5 cent coin as well. Very small, very small. So it is very, very sweet. If you're talking about fruit itself, it's very sweet. The fruit itself very sweet, and the skin is very greenish. Of course, you cannot eat the
seed.
the seeds. I mean, coffee beans. So we found out that the coffee cherry itself, after they pulp it, they would give it back as into the soil as a, what do you call that?
Fertilizer.
Fertilizer.
So not
That's
many
correct.
people actually use it to eat. And
No, they won't, because they would put it back into the soil as a fertilizer, the natural fertilizer.
so how much did it cost for you to eat one?
No, cost me nothing. Cost nothing to visit as well. It's all based on the relationship between Thor and also the farmers. It is a free tour, and we have to drive probably like quite a while though, from the city, probably like an hour plus. An hour plus to really to reach the rural area where the farm is located. 1 hour plus, yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So the processes we witness washed, natural, and honey.
Yeah. So essentially those are the main three then.
The main three. So for the listeners who been listening, or for you just first time, I think during the barista course we have a lot of questions asking from the barista students. They ask us, we usually get all these packets from the coffee bag. For instance, I'm taking the coffee bags right now, by the way. We saw like, what is this wash? What is this honey on the label? And what is this, for example, like natural from the coffee bags, right?
Yeah.
So they will ask us, what are all these? How do you like explain to them? For example, your friends.
Okay. So if any of my friends who actually are actually interested in asking this kind of question, which I assume not not a single one. Yeah, but if they ask, I would say the way I would explain is basically the process of turning a coffee cherry into raw beans, so green beans. So we call it a process, and to which a few of my friends will be surprised that coffee cherry there's actually a coffee cherry and not just seeds.
So you were mentioning that you like natural, right? Because of the intensity.
Yep.
So what about wash, man? So let's talk about the basic wash, where if you go to a specialty specialty coffee cafe, if they sell coffee beans, I would say 80%.
It's all washed.
Yeah, wash, because those are the most common process among the processes, where wash is always probably will have 80% on the rack.
It's more consistent flavors. That's
Yes,
why. Yeah.
correct. So how do they process the washed coffee beans?
How do they process the washed coffee beans? First they harvest the coffee cherries.
Yeah.
And then after that they depulp.
Okay.
Okay. The way they depulp is they dry under the sun.
So depulp meaning that they would remove the fruits,
yeah.
the fruits and skins
Yep.
from the coffee beans,
Yep.
and then that's the whole beans, right?
So the coffee beans they will put it back into the soil as fertilizers.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Then after that, they will ferment the beans, okay, to remove those mucilage.
Okay.
Right? And after that, they throw them into a tank full of water, and then they will leave it there for I forgot how many hours.
Well, that would depends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some will be like 48 hours. Some will be like a week. Some will be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So there will be a tank. That's called wet fermentation.
Yep.
There's all dry fermentation.
The dry will be like natural.
Yeah,
already,
just let it put into the tank and then let it just probably like 24 hours or 12 hours.
Yeah.
I do not know. And that will depend on the infrastructure being set up from the farm, at the farm. So let's say the farm is not really set up for, not a lot of water supply. So they would not have any wash process. Yeah. If they are set up with the water supply, as you know, usually coffee farms, usually they will not in the urban area. They will be in a very rural area,
Yeah.
hours from city. So if you're in the rural area, usually if you're in the, probably your infrastructure, the water system is not there. So when you have all this, then usually people will do it
Natural. Yeah.
If you are, then you have to use the water to ferment it, or it could be not without the water to ferment. That will depend on how the farmer would process the coffee. So there's a wet fermentation for washed coffee, and there's a dry fermentation for for washed coffee as well.
I see.
Yeah. So what is the characteristic for washed coffee beans?
For washed coffee beans, well, they are, for one, they are cleaner.
Explain clean.
They wouldn't have that kind of taste from the coffee cherry.
What do you mean taste from coffee cherry? The fuck is that, man? What's that?
Okay, in wash process, basically you dump it into the tank. So any flavors from the what do you call it? The cherry.
So you're talking about the
mucilage.
wash is removed
Yeah.
from the fruits, right? Wash away.
Yeah. Everything is washed away. So essentially it's more the flavors are much more cleaner. You would be able to tell, right?
Not as heavy,
It's
not
not
as full body,
Yeah.
not as medium body. It will be thin. Usually it will be tea-like. Yeah, not as thick as honey, not as sweet, perhaps. What we are drinking right now, it is natural. So that's why it's hard to swallow, man, right now. Not because of process, but it's because of the grind size is error. So in my hand, there is one bottle of wash processed coffee beans.
Oh.
I'm holding it. I'll let you sniff on it. So I'll let you compare with this one, and then also with let me take a video on that so I can show to the audience. Yeah. So in my hand, I have this wash process.
Watch video on screen.
Right. Very clean. Nice. Yeah.
So
Do you smell anything?
yeah.
Do you smell like-
It smells like seed.
Smell like seeds. Don't you think it smells like dry rice, like before it cooks,
Yeah.
the paddy?
Yeah.
And then I have another bottle. I have another bottle over here, which is a natural. By the way, these three are the same beans. Different processes, same beans.
Who offered it to you?
Espresso Academic.
Oh.
They got it. They have it. They have it in 1 kilo. So it give me as a gift, as a present.
Ah.
So this is the same beans. I have no idea where's these beans coming from. I know it's Thailand. I'm not too sure. Is it Chiang Mai or is it Chiang Rai or is it like where? No idea. And it's not stated also, but I can ask. Give a
So
sniff.
this is natural.
Natural. Observe the visual. Observe the visual. Riz,
Yes.
very serious about this.
Watch
Take
video
a
on
look at the Riz
screen.
right now.
What?
So serious. Pass it back to me, dude. You smell anything?
Yeah, I smell it.
Yeah, this is natural. So a little bit of brownish.
It
and
smells
stain.
slightly baked.
No, it smells fermentation. You know, Chinese the
Uh,
herbal,
yeah,
the
yeah.
herbal liquor for us to dab it to to put on the
The ointment.
the ointment. Yeah, it smells like that. That is fermentation as well.
Oh.
Yeah, it smells like that. It's very intense, fruity intense. Then I have another one is honey.
Oh.
Honey process. So the darker color for these beans, right? It is the natural.
Natural.
Yeah. Natural. This darker color.
What
there.
color honey is that?
I think it's yellow though. I think it's yellow. Not too sure. But let me have a look. It's yellow, I think.
Okay, to the
It's
listeners.
not as intense as natural.
Okay, to the listeners, we in terms of honey process, there are actually several colors, several categories. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Watch video on screen.
it's not.
It's not as intense, right?
Yeah, it's not that
It's
intense.
cleaner than natural.
It is. Yeah.
Well, it depends what kind of color is that. What kind of color of honey? So we have the traditional 3 processes over here. Read that to me, man.
Yeah.
I want to take a video of this. Yeah, this is honey. Yep. So we have a traditional 3 processes: honey, wash, and natural. So now we explain about the wash process, which is very clean, tea-like. If you're seeking for heavy sweetness, if you're seeking for silky body, good mouthfeel, do not go for the wash process. Yeah,
Because everything is just washed away.
yeah. Some people like me, I love it right now. I love it. So I will not get con, right? I will not purchase a natural. Then it's not natural. This is anaerobic. So yeah, wash is always a wash. So if you're seeking for heavy mouthfeel, medium body and above to full body, do not look for natural processed coffee. Do not look for wash processed coffee. Sorry. You should look for natural processed coffee. That is more intense, because how does it work for the natural processed coffee? Can I ask you?
How does it work for natural process?
Yeah.
Well, essentially, they just they depulp. They collect the cherry seeds, depulp, and then after that they spread it out on the drying rack,
Yeah.
and then they leave it there under the sun. So, takes like how many hours?
I don't know. Could be
varies,
a week though.
yeah.
Could be a week though.
So it also varies lah. So the flavors for that beans are much more fruity, much more complex.
Well, I thought that natural processed coffee, they do not depulp it.
Oh,
The whole cherry, just leave it.
the whole cherry.
Yeah, the whole cherry.
Damn.
The whole cherry just harvest. After the harvest, they just leave it under the sun with foil, whatever it is. And then, as you know, the coffee bed, the coffee cannot just leave it as it is. You have to rake it. Because the underneath part, right? Because when you pour in your natural process, if you pour in your cherries, right, there will be some coffee cherry underneath, some will be on top, right? So the underneath will have mold if you do not rake it.
I see.
So the farmers have to take care of it by raking it every half an hour or an hour to make sure it's all thoroughly dry.
So like even at night
Under
as
sun.
well?
No, the night I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, whether they keep the beans though. Because when I went to the farm, right, the coffee just rack is everywhere.
It's just out in the open.
Yeah, out in the open. I don't think they do keep it. I don't think so. The way I look at it is too much to keep it.
Okay.
But I might be wrong. I never asked that kind of question before. Yeah. So the way I look at it, too many racks over there for the farmers to keep every now and then. Because when I reached there, I think it was like before 6 p.m. Full. All the racks are full with natural
Damn.
processed coffee. Yeah. With the cherries still attached, intact. So the cherry is not red, obviously, because when you harvest the coffee cherry from red, day by day will become black color. Yeah, from red become dark red, and then become purple. Purple become black. So as the day gone by, right? So the color become darker and darker every day.
I see.
Then after they process it, after they fully dry it, then they have to put into depulping machine. Depulp, separate the fruits and the coffee beans, and then
So the fruits will be sent back to as fertilizers.
yeah, I think so. And then that is natural processed coffee.
Oh.
And by the way, for you to know, the end product, if nobody orders it, it should be with the parchment.
With the parchment.
So they know how to remove until here. Yeah, so this is parchment. Hold on. This is a parchment. So inside there's a bean.
The bean.
So when there's an order coming in,
Then only they.
for
remove
example, Reese would like to order 1 ton of natural processed coffee bean. Then only they grab all this parchment, the coffee beans with parchment, and then they hull it, and then to remove the parchment from the coffee beans, and then ship to you.
Damn. How long will that take?
It's very fast. Depends how much you want to order. Lah.
Oh.
Very fast one actually, because just machine only.
Oh, they just throw in the
Throw in
machine.
the machine, they
I thought
separate. It will
I just
separate. It will be
I thought they were
separated.
manually
No, they
doing
will
themselves.
separate it. Yeah.
I see.
Again, the parchment belongs to the soil again.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what the roasters told me.
I
Yeah,
see.
so they will keep with the parchment because it will prolong the shelf life.
I see.
So let's say just like this, right? It will be very short shelf life. Usually, they will after harvest they will keep it for half a year, 6 months, to
Why?
stabilize the moisture.
Oh.
That's what I heard. So within, for example, 4 months, within 6 months, or let's say, business too good, get out at 3 months later. Then all the beans are not stabilized moisture. Some are with 15% moisture, some with 13% moisture, some with could be 18% moisture. It's very
I
bad.
see.
So that's why they need to stabilize the moisture until like 13%, 12%. Then only they're able to sell it 6 months.
So which is
After
why
6 months, yeah.
why some processors they wouldn't want to mass sell everything, right?
What do you mean?
What do I mean?
What do you mean mass
like,
out everything?
Because I heard there were some coffee beans that you won't even be able to buy, even if you have that kind of money.
Like what? Panama Geisha? Not because of the process though.
This is
Because it's very rare. Yeah. Not because of the process. Because it's very rare. And it's nice.
so what's the ideal storage time then for the natural?
For who?
Okay, to keep that moisture consistency, right?
Yeah.
What's the ideal time to be kept inside?
For the farmers or
Yeah,
for
for the
the
farmers.
6 months.
6 months.
After 6 months, they are able to sell it.
I see.
The stock. They will do all this. They know how to calculate. They know how to first in, first out. And it's not for me to say, but it's for them. They know how to do it accordingly. So they already plan next year when do they have this stock. This year, what kind of stock can they sell? but it's not for me to say, but it's for them. They know how to plan it. But usually they will keep it for 6 months. Stabilize the moisture, water content in the coffee beans. Yeah?
Yep.
So we have talked about natural. Now let's talk about honey.
Would you
How
like
many
to
people ask you like honey, is that really use honey to ferment?
I think like one or two. But most of the time they wouldn't care. Because they see like, oh, what is this? Because they sometimes I have a friend, they look at the packet and then they're like, this is infused with this kind of flavor that
The flavor
coffee
notes?
beans. Yeah, flavor notes. They're like, they infuse these kind of notes into the coffee bean. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's okay. So honey process is not used. They do not use any honeybees honey. They do not use that at all. It's just that they're using, what do you call that? The fruits? Yeah, hold on now. I also forgot sometime. Let me check on it. Yeah. Yeah, parchment.
Parchment.
Yeah, parchment. So honey process very similar. It's in between the wash and natural. They also process it wash at first. That means they separate the pulp and then until parchment. The parchment will depends on how many percent. How many percent meaning also it will depend on what is the goal, what's the color of this honey process.
See.
So honey process there is what?
Green.
Green? What? Green honey? What? The slime? Ghostbuster.
Yellow. Okay, for
Before yellow is what?
forgot what is it called.
White honey.
Oh yeah, white honey.
Yellow honey.
Yellow. Red.
Red honey.
And then black.
No, purple honey.
Oh, purple honey and then black.
Yeah.
So it's 5 levels.
So it's like yellow honey. White honey, yellow honey, red honey, purple honey,
Black.
black honey. So there are 5. These are the common one, right? Common ones, yeah.
Oh, the common ones.
Yeah.
So
but usually nobody will take more than red honey really
so what?
because
what
too intense.
What's the uncommon ones then?
I have no idea. Green. You just say green, right?
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe there is.
Yeah, green. So that sounds like mucus from my nose. That sounds like mucus from my nose, dude. Slime dripping down on fever. Or flu.
You never know. You will never know. Okay, so can you explain what are the main differences between the 5 levels?
Not much people would like to do white because it's not much different between wash and white.
Oh.
So let me explain the honey process, right? First of all, they have to depulp it. What they depulp, only the fruits. Then what's left is the parchment. Not parchment, yeah, sorry. Yeah, the parchment. Yeah. What's left? Dude, mucilage, man.
Oh, the mucilage.
Yeah. Mucilage I believe it is the cherry fruits.
So essentially, they will keep the mucilage inside.
Yeah. So now here's the thing: if you want to do darker one, you have to keep more mucilage.
Oh.
They don't go by the layer because it's not nanotechnology, right? They don't go from there. They go with the percent of the total depulp coffee.
Oh.
So once you depulp, that means it's green beans on one side,
Yeah.
and then the fruits on the other side, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to do honey, right, there's a way they calculate. I saw they use calculator to calculate. Right now, this is they did demonstration to us. They did not explain because they are Thai. They don't speak English. They did demonstration in front of us. It's small, probably like 5 or 10 kilos. Then they want to do honey process. They told me they want to do yellow honey. Then after they depulp it, separate it, so they use the fruits, put back into the tank where the green beans are separated. So they measure.
Oh, they measure how much the mucilage is.
Yeah, how much mucilage is. Then dump it back in, mix around with hand, close
Close the container.
That is small batch.
The big batch would be.
Big batch is on the foyer,
Oh.
on the raised bed,
Oh.
coffee raised bed. Yeah. So this is small batch because they just want to demonstrate to us only. Then they let it into the tank and let it ferment because it's sealed.
So it's not based on the light levels going in.
Yes, it is. When I saw the bigger scale, it is like they really control the light. I mean the intake from the sunlight.
I see.
So I saw red honey, something like that, yellow honey or red honey. It's in the dim room with the moisture control. Humidifier.
Damn.
Yeah, to prevent from mold, prevent from insect. Humidifier. There's a moisture control within the green room. So my friend told me this is high-end stuff. Because low-end stuff, they don't do this. They will not invest something like this. This high-end stuff.
So you've tasted red honey.
Over there, no, I did not.
Yellow honey?
Yellow honey, yeah.
How
But
was it?
not over there. But in my experience, yeah, I tasted. I'm not really a fan of honey process because, in my opinion, in my experience, it's very intense. If you like it very sharp, if you like it very winey, if you like it very fermented, honey process for you. Red, yellow is good start. Black honey,
Have you tried before?
that's tough, man.
I mean,
That's
have you tried
very
before?
tough, man. It's hard to swallow, man. I tried. My brew ratio, usually I would do 1 to 16. That was 1 to 18. I still have to jack it up, probably 1 to 20.
Damn.
It's very sharp, and it's hard to swallow. It's very sharp. It's very punchy. It's not bitter, but it's very punchy.
But the seed, how does the seed look like?
Oh, it's darkened.
Very black.
Definitely, whatever you saw over here, it's very black.
I mean, okay,
It's
let's
very-
talk about that rose.
It's very red. Very red.
Very
Very
red.
red and brown. Very red and brown.
Oh, so it's not black.
It's not black. It's very red,
red.
and brown.
Oh,
Yeah. By the time it's over there, when it's not washed, when it's still in the process, obviously it's black color. Let's say black honey, purple honey. So in front of my eyes, I saw red honey, I believe. Yeah, it's very slimy. So if you poke your finger in and you leave up some of the coffee beans, you can imagine if you have a flu. It's coming out from your mouth, from your nose,
mouth. Oh my god.
or could be a flame coming out from your mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, you can imagine those mucus or your phlegm. It is like that.
Oh my gosh. This
It
the
is like that.
most
So that's why it's called
disturbing
honey.
way.
That's why it's called honey process. It looks like honey. The texture looks like honey.
Oh.
It smells like honey also.
Oh,
It
'cause
smells
of
like
the
honey also
fermentation, is it?
because of fermentation.
Yeah.
Honey is fermented, right?
Yeah.
From the bees, from the bees. No?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it's called honey process because it looks like it. It smells like it also.
But it doesn't taste like it.
No, it's not. And when I went into the very dim room, when you have, if you want to do a black honey, you have to have your control room is completely dark.
Oh my gosh.
Red, you have to be dim, something like that. Yellow is like slightly, just probably like slightly less sunlight. So I went into this, I believe it's red honey or purple honey. It's very dim. That's the
Like
room
you can
that
barely see anything.
I can see something. I can see it. See it, but you can smell the fermentation so damn strong, man.
Damn.
Very strong, man. This moment is not comfortable. It's not comfortable. So there's a moisture control. There's a humid control within the room. Humid control. But the smell is like, oh damn, I have to get out from there. Yeah. So those are the processes, the 3 very basic processes that you can get.
So
from-
essentially, the white honey process would mean that it has a very less percentage of mucilage buried
Yes. So yeah, I was told it's barely make any difference between wash and it's in between the wash and natural.
I see.
So it's a little bit more intense than the natural, than the washed, but
Not as
not that
intense
much.
natural.
Not that much. So people were saying white honey Not that much people doing it because not much of big difference between the wash and then and the
Natural.
white honey.
Oh, white honey.
Not much. So that's why you don't see much of white honey in the market. Usually it would be yellow honey, or
Red honey.
it's rare to find a red honey also. It's quite rare. Usually yellow honey is the most common one because you can really, really differentiate in terms of taste. You can feel it, you can taste it between the natural and also wash and also yellow honey. Is sharper in my opinion. Supposedly natural will be more intense than yellow honey, but my experience told me otherwise. I believe that natural is much more subtle than the yellow honey. I believe yellow honey, based on my experience I tried, is very sharp, much more punchy than a natural process.
So would you describe it? Would you describe them as sweet?
Sweet, if you like your sweet fermented, like honey sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are fermented kind of
So
sugar.
we're just basically drinking fermented.
Yeah, so it's very, if you like your coffee to be very boozy, very liqueur-like, winey-like, right? So yellow honey could be a good start for you. Yellow honey, yeah. Yeah, so if you like it intense, so usually honey process, usually to process for filter coffee,
I see.
higher grade coffee, yeah.
So no, not espresso for that.
I so far never seen any espresso, SOE, single origin espresso roast for honey process. So far I never seen. Usually it will be,
Filter.
yeah, filter, happening in filter. Yeah.
But do they have good body though?
Yeah. If you like the mouthfeel to be silky, heavy, or medium body, so you can choose between honey or natural. Those are the good choice. Yeah. Thick mouthfeel. Again, the yellow process, I believe, depends what kind of color you're talking. And also they believe who's the roaster? Do they do a good job on the honey process though? Yeah.
The reputation of the roaster also.
Yeah. I tried very terrible black honey, man, dude. Reputable.
All right, so we've talked about the common trees.
Yeah.
So right now we're gonna have to talk about the other uncommon ones.
Yeah. Used to be a big thing.
Yeah,
Used to be a big thing in the coffee industry.
it still is. It's not anymore.
People got fatigued, man. People are less. People surrounding me is all most of them got fatigued already. Yeah, they still go back to natural. They still go back to washed, because honey is not common though. You only see it once a while. You don't see it every day. But wash and natural, mostly you can see it.
Find,
Almost, yeah, you can. Yeah,
You
it's
can
quite
find it in
common.
common stores. Yeah.
Yeah, but that wash is the dominant ones. Wash processed coffee. Yeah. So now we have another two more further enhanced than the big three, right? The three common processes.
Yep.
It's called anaerobic,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called
Carbonic.
carbonic maceration. Yeah. Now, these are the further fermentation, the enhancement from the big three, from the three common processes. So usually people would do anaerobic natural, the most common one. But I saw anaerobic honey in Thailand.
How does that work?
Same thing. So anaerobic means you have to put once you're done the process. So let's say the farmer would choose, I would like to do anaerobic natural for this harvest. They will do the process first. Then after that, they depulp it. Then only they put into the tank.
So is the raw
Further.
the beans?
Yeah, the beans itself, after they process with natural, they enhance the beans, further ferment it. I'm not too sure what did they put into it, the tank, yeah? You don't ask me on that. I don't know. Could be a yeast, could be whatever it is.
There's no air.
So and then they put into the tank, and then it's very simple for anaerobic. You don't need a sucker. Just put a candle. Then slowly the air will just flow out from the tank. So they put tube on top of the cap as well. The tube is to release the air, the wafer. So the candle will just slowly burn out all the oxygen and slowly disappear. And then it will be further ferment for days.
I see.
100 something hours, I'm not too sure about that. So what's good about it? So it further enhances the sugar.
Wait, the minimum time has to be 100 hours?
Yeah, 100 something hours.
Damn.
Yeah. 100 hours, yeah. Yeah, could be. I could be wrong though. But usually what I saw is 128 hours, 124 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, long fermentation. So that is anaerobic. Anaerobic can put into a plastic tank. You can put into a plastic container,
Ziploc bag.
food grade. Anything is food grade. It works. But let's say carbonic maceration is not.
So what's the difference then?
You have to put into stainless steel tank. Stainless steel tank is not cheap, and there's a standard, 2 meters or whatever it is. That's a standard you have to follow. So that's why CM, right, carbonic maceration, right, is rare. It is quite less in compared to anaerobic, where you can see everywhere.
I see.
Because a higher investment in terms of production. Yeah.
So what's how will it taste like for carbonic maceration?
I can't tell. I can't tell what is the difference. To be honest, what is the difference? I'm not a fan. To be honest, I'm not a fan of enhanced fermentation. I'm not a fan of anaerobic. I'm not a fan of carbonic maceration. I'm very biased. I don't like it.
Just straight up wash is good enough.
Wash, natural, it's nice, but not anaerobic to me. I just don't like it. I don't like if they do it correctly. I mean, I tried a very decent one, the anaerobic honey at Chiang Mai, the farm. But then, I still prefer wash or natural, man. Yeah, they have anaerobic honey. They serve a black coffee, long black, I think.
But how does it taste like? You need to describe.
They do it very decent way. They don't overdo it. Overdoing it means it tastes like vinegar.
Oh.
Yeah, to me, it tastes like vinegar. That doesn't matter if your beans coming from Colombia. That doesn't mean your beans coming from Thailand, coming from Indonesia, coming from Mexico. If you use anaerobic, overdoing it, they all taste the same. They all taste like vinegar.
I see.
They all taste like fermented tofu, in my
Gosh.
opinion. So I don't really enjoy it, but they do it very mildly. It's very sweet. Anaerobic honey.
But it's not that intense, huh?
Not that intense. If you don't tell me it's anaerobic, because it's stated there with the label. So if you don't tell me, I just pop it up. This is nice. What is this? This is natural. No, anaerobic honey.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I can't tell the difference because it's very sweet. It doesn't have any hint of vinegar, any hint of the great fermentation from the process. It doesn't have any hint of that. So that's what I think is nice for that farm. But unfortunately, most of the farmers, they will overdo it. So in the market, there's a lot of anaerobic that I don't enjoy much.
It's very bad.
Especially if I purchase natural, then stated there natural, then I'll go back and make my own coffee. Then it is anaerobic. It has a lot of strong smell and taste of white vinegar or black vinegar. That will really piss me off because the money I paid for is not what I want.
I see.
And I heard a lot of in the market, right? A lot of in the market is not really doing well during the pandemic, anaerobic. So, you know what happened? They want to get rid of overstock by putting natural. So hopefully that they can get rid of the supply in the market, get rid of the stock in the market, inventory.
I see.
Yeah. So that's anaerobic and carbonic maceration. I'm not a fan. Again, if you ask me, I have my own bias. I still prefer traditional stuff, wash, natural. Honey, not much because I don't get to try it every day.
Well, so right now the next generation after the three would be that two, lah. So the carbonic maceration and
Yeah.
anaerobic.
Right
So-
now, a lot of people like put fancy names.
Yeah. So right now after those two, it's all the
So many, man. Thermo
It's a lot.
shock process, cocoa process.
Okay, do you want us to like
know.
name out all those?
No, I don't think so. Your taste the same, in my opinion. I mean, if you like it, I'm happy for you if you like it, but just my personal bias that I am not a fan of it. I like my coffee as a coffee.
Not all the wine.
I don't really like infused coffee as well. Like there are people they do green beans infusion. They infuse blueberry, they infuse strawberry in their Ethiopian beans. Those are not. I'm not a fan of that as well.
Have you ever tried it?
Yeah. I don't want to give you a name, man. I'm sure you try that. I don't want to give you a name right now. Recordings. Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about it after the recording.
Yeah, it's not possible for me to give you a name here right now.
Okay,
man.
but
There's a trend. There's a trend. If you want to put blueberry into your coffee, you will put strawberry, you will put pineapple tasting notes into your coffee. There is a trend in
Isn't
Thailand.
that like scamming already, isn't it?
It's not scamming. It's just the way it process the coffee. After it's
gosh.
enhancement.
Enhanced.
Yeah. They already have the green beans. They just put infusion into the green beans again.
I see. I don't
Yeah.
think I would like it either.
Never know. If you try it, if you like it, then it's good for you. They found something. Rare jam.
It's okay.
Rare jam, man. I found something that is rare jam.
And then I let you try, and then you'll be like, what the hell is this?
I smell something fishy. Give me something like probably like tom yum. Infused with
Oh
tom
my
yum.
gosh.
This coffee tastes like tom yum.
Will you try it if let's say I
Sure,
found
I will try it. Filter V60. Let's try it.
Just drink it, it's just like,
Oh, wait, this is
Tom
lemongrass. Where's the kanang? How come there's a lot of herbs over here?
why the coffee tastes like pandan? So, we basically talked about the main five then.
Yeah.
So, anything that after that, I think everyone is just don't want to do it anymore.
I don't know. If I'm sure there's a market for it. I'm sure, especially the new home baristas. Probably just bought the machine last year, this year, few months ago. They will tell me this kind of thing is nice one. This anaerobic process is nice. They love it.
This is
So
good
if
for
you're
them.
happy, this is good for you. It's your preference. I love my coffee natural. I love my coffee wash. I love to drink my coffee taste like a tea. That's just my preference. So if you love it, I'm happy for you. Like I always say this, there's no bad coffee. If you like it, it's a good coffee.
I mean, have you ever drank coffee that tastes like wine,
The honey process
honey process?
tastes like a wine plus a fragrance.
Oh,
Yeah, so the lemon zest is very strong. Smells like MP Pure.
Yeah.
That's the real one. It's not infused.
it's not. Oh,
It's not infused. Yeah, it's not infused. The real one.
damn.
I think it's red honey or yellow honey. Never stated also. But based on the color of the coffee, after you brew it, it's very red. So it's between yellow honey or red honey.
I see.
Should be, yeah. And it's very strong. The fermentation from the honey smell is very strong. Nothing fishy about that. It's just the way it is, the process. I love it, especially Ethiopia with honey process. Consider buy one. It's very nice, very winey. Plus, it's like drinking wine. Plus, it's a coffee, and it smells like MP Pure lemon.
All right.
So it's very intense and very sweet. It's nice. Yeah, especially when I make a cold drip with that. It's very nice. I tried that before. Cold drip. Yeah, cold drip. Yeah, it smells like an MPPO, man.
Would you ever want to buy the equipment for that cold drip?
No, I'm using the V60 to do cold drip. Yeah, I don't mean cold brew. I mean cold drip.
Cold drip.
That means I do 1 to 10 with the V60, and then plus the another 6 ratio with ice cubes. Yeah, so it's ice cold drip.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many other things where people would use as alternatives for the processes. Things like salt water.
Salt water. Wow.
Yeah.
I never heard of that.
Yeah,
Oh my
me
God.
neither.
Cocoa. How about cocoa?
Cocoa? No, not really.
Cocoa
think maybe-
process. There's
I
a
think
cocoa process.
cocoa, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just my preference. It's another anaerobic. Okay, whatever shit. Just change it, then a little bit tweak. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. If you like it, I'm so sorry about this.
There's people also put it in wooden barrels.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
way they
There's
do
a whiskey barrels.
Whiskey
barrel,
barrels.
yeah.
So would they taste like whiskey?
Yeah, they do.
Really?
But it tastes like it's hard to comprehend for your brain. It's very hard
Oh.
because what is this? How come it's like whiskey but it's coffee? I tasted that before in Thailand. Thailand love all this, man.
So many varieties in Thailand.
So it's processed in the whiskey barrel or wine barrels. Yeah. Tastes like that. Tastes like very winey, very, very whiskey, you know. I'm not too sure whether it's halal. So I asked this question, then, my friend told me, I don't really know, man. We don't care. We serve, we don't care.
Damn.
Because Thailand is not a Muslim country, so
Yeah.
they don't care. Yeah. So we're at the mark at 53 minutes. Yeah, I think we started 1 minute earlier just now. So before we started the recording, we were testing mic and stuff. So right now at 54. Have we covered all the things that we need?
Yeah, I
For
guess
this
more or less.
episode?
Yep. Would you have anything you want to say?
No, I think I'm good. I'm about to rush to roasting.
Oh.
Let's do a roasting then.
Yeah, sure.
Siu Chan wants to come in and do serving for the the class almost the end for him. So let's wrap things
All
up.
right.
Thanks for listening.
All right, thank you for listening.
I hope this will bring you education value. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, Reese. Take
All right.
care, everyone.
All right, bye.